Welcome back, everyone. Happy Saturday morning to you. It's a good start to the day. Rain finally let up. It's a beautiful day out. Sun is shining. Got the windows open, enjoying the fresh air. Crazy weather here for middle of November, but I will take it. Not too hot, not too cold. So as you see, we've got some fun in store today. Got a total of 5 returns here. To be fair, 2 of these were, actually 3 of these were from yesterday, but I got home late and I didn't feel like doing a PM video. I was hoping I would get some stuff in today so we can make for a nice big weekend extravaganza video here. And the mail did not disappoint. I got 2 in today. From a video from earlier in the week where I talked about informed delivery and one item did not show up. That was the day that we did the Funko Pop reveal. I was supposed to get a TTM that day and did not show. That's that one here from Tampa. So that did come in the following day. So all good with that. They made things right. It showed up. So yeah, yesterday I got this Tampa and San Diego along with this package here came in, and then this morning I got these 2 that came in. So we've got 5 items all together that are gonna be opened up here. This one here is a purchase that I had made off of a website for a athlete. So we're gonna open that one up last. Since I already know what that one is, at least it better be what it's supposed to be, because if not, there's going to be a nasty email that gets sent out. So we're going to start off with the 4 traditional TTMs that we've got. I'm going to do the San Diego and Tampa ones first, since chronologically that's when those would have come in, and then we can do the 2 from today. All right, so let's start out with the San Diego here. Kind of thick. Tapes, or the tape sealed ones, and as I've talked about before, we've had some of the instances where I've had to single print them as opposed to getting them printed out on the sheets of 10. So this was one of those instances there. So let's see what we got here. All right, so nice start here. This is a very quick return. Charles Nagy, former pitcher from Cleveland Indians, late 80s, early 90s. Great TTMer. I've actually never sent out to him, but I've got plenty of stuff on him, and I saw that he's still banging it out. Quick returns on it, so I figured I would go ahead and send out. He's one of those guys that I kind of collected, like everybody else there in the late 80s, early 90s, starting off with the 88 Topps Traded Olympic card. As you guys have seen from previous videos, I like getting the Olympic cards signed when I can, so use that as kind of the centerpiece to get that signed, and then popped out some extra cards with it, and Charles did not disappoint. Signed these. I think they came back in a little over a week. So going to California and back says that he is on game with that. He is on point with signing. So great start there, 5 of 5. So anybody that's kind of going through a dry spell and needs a return to feel better, Charles Nagy appears to be one of them that is extremely solid for signing. So great start there. Tampa, as we've talked about before, Tampa or Florida and California are really just kind of, it could be pretty much anything because of the way that their distribution centers work and just the volume of guys that are settled into those areas. So I have no idea what this is here. We've got, a couple of our tips here, which at this point doesn't really mean a lot because I've been doing those tape sealed envelopes long enough now, and with it coming out of Tampa, who the heck knows. So let's see what we get. All right, sweet, another nice return here. The goaltender from the 1980 Olympic team, Miracle on Ice, Jim Craig. Jim knocked it out for me with the 4 of 4. Great returns there. I have sent to him once before, but out of what I sent him, this was the only card that I had previously signed. These other 3 here are cards that I've picked up recently, and so wanted to go ahead and send those out to look at getting them signed. And you'll see that, like with this one here in particular, it's a numbered card there out of 299. For some reason, previously, I didn't have that Heroes and Prospects card signed, and the Upper Deck Olympic Moments card I picked up recently to look at getting signed. Now, one of the things that you'll notice here is that there's a little bit of a blue smear right there, and then a little blue smear right there. But the autograph itself doesn't have any smears to it, so I'm not sure. You know, that looks kind of like a little bit of thumbprint there, so maybe he was signing a stack and grabbed this and kind of ended up putting a little smear on there. The good thing is it's a gloss card, so I can take that off. I can just use an art eraser, and let me see if I've got one here handy. I don't, but, you know, in the efforts of trying to give you guys information here, sit tight for just 1 sec, because I've got one handy here as I go off camera a little bit. And I'm just trying to locate one real quick. I'm assuming you guys can still hear me. Okay, cool. So, these erasers right here, these Staedtler Mars plastic erasers, these are pretty much like one of the gold standards of prepping cards. They're an art eraser, latex free. These work great for cards that have got any kind of gloss on them if you want to prep. You know, there's all kinds of different ways that people prep their cards. Some of them, they just rub them down with their hand. Some of them talk about using baby powder. Some of them use erasers. I'm a fan of the baby powder whenever I can. It just seems to work much, much better for me. I used to do eraser. It just kind of wore me out when I was prepping a whole stack of cards if I was going to be doing in-person autographs for a team. So I kind of switched over to the baby powder, and it works really well. So what I'm going to do is we're going to do a real quick tutorial on this. So take the eraser and just kind of work it a little bit. And yeah, you can kind of see already where you see that the residue there from the eraser, that's, you know, that dark blue on it there, that's the ink coming up. So you know, work it just a little bit more just to kind of make sure. And you got to apply a little bit of pressure, but you don't want to like dig into the card. It's not going to hurt the surface of it, but you still just kind of want to make sure. So as you can see, gone. Nice and clean. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take out that little part right there by his head. And for that, actually what I'm going to do is, you can see that I've used this before because it's got the rounded end, but this is a nice flat end. So just because I need to be a little bit more delicate with it, I'm going to kind of come in here where I can have an edge, go a little bit lighter with it, just to kind of gradually work it out. And give it a quick little once over. Ta-da! So there we go. So whereas the card had, you know, a couple little smudges, which not a big deal at all with it. It's still an autograph, you know, and it's still something from, you know, an American icon, a goaltender. Just kind of, if you have the ability to, it never hurts to kind of make it more presentable without damaging anything. So with that being said, you know, we just kind of just made it a little more visually appealing. That's all. But getting back on point. So Jim Craig, awesome return there with the 4 of 4. So let's move on and see what else we got on the day here. So these are now the returns that we got from today. This one here out of Greensboro, I pretty much know what this one is. At least I know what set it's from, just based on the thinness of it and the fact that I don't have anything else out in the Greensboro or really North Carolina area. I'm going to go out on a limb and guess that these are Coca-Cola cards. Now, signed or not, we don't know, but let's find out together. Oh, so no. Actually, what we got here is the King, Richard Petty. I had kind of forgot that these were going out. So yeah, these came back really, really quick. What's interesting is, so I've actually never sent out to Richard Petty before. This is the first time getting him, and really did nice there with it. So it's it was just included in here as a little note. Per Richard Petty, as stated on their website, due to the massive amounts of daily autograph requests, only 2 items per mailing. Anything over 2 will be returned unsigned. I was not aware of really kind of what the limit was. I kind of had heard it was 2, but I figured I'd throw in a third one just to see what happened with it. And he did sign all 3, but I can totally respect and understand the limit there with it. So no worries with that. But this was actually a track set. It's a 50 card set, and it's all Richard Petty cards. So I went ahead and picked out a couple of them. It just so happened I had picked up the set recently, and I figured, nice non-glossy cards there. Give it a shot and send out and see what we get. And yeah, ended up with the 3 of 3 with it. So I was not expecting that. Like I said, I expected it was going to be a Coca-Cola card that was coming back from NC State, and instead we've got here the Richard Petty. So nice returns there. First NASCAR autographs that we've had on the site, I think. I don't think we've had any other NASCARs. I think that may actually, I think that's actually my first ever NASCAR TTM return. Just haven't ever really done it. So, but there are going to be more NASCAR returns coming up here in the coming months. So I don't know why I've got the back of the envelope showing. Let's go to the front. So I have no idea what this one is. Like, I can read, there's a little bit of a stamp there, and it looks like Port, but I don't know if it's like Port St. Lucie, Portland, Port whatever. But there's a little bit of thickness to it, so it's a couple of cards in here, but let's see what we get here. And there's plenty of ink on the outside of that came with it, and it looks like that's part of a residual of a postage stamp there. So yeah. Sweet. So the port was Portland. So what we got here is Kevin Boss, tight end from the Giants. This was one here, I had seen a return a while back on it, and I figured what the heck, I would go ahead and send him out. The basis of this was, well, of course I'm a Giants fan, but with that, this Super Bowl 42 card right here. I picked up a couple of sets of those, and I had gotten the David Tyree card signed. If you remember David Tyree, he was the guy that had the catch, the one where like the ball basically stuck to his head for that amazing catch. So with Kevin Boss, a lot of these Giants from the Super Bowl team don't sign TTM, but Kevin Boss was one that I saw that there was a return out there through a company that he works for or owns, not quite sure. But I figured what the heck, I'd send it out, and I've got a couple of these Super Bowl sets, so I was okay with sending it out, not knowing if I would get it back or not, and tossed in a couple of extras there. And he came through for me. So a nice 4 of 4 return, including, getting the Super Bowl card there signed. So that's one of those sets that over time I'd like to try and, as opportunities arise, try to get them signed. But who knows when those opportunities will come up, especially with the world we live in right now. Not a whole lot of in-person signings. I know that at Giants Stadium, it's MetLife Stadium, but to a Giants fan, it's always Giants Stadium. At MetLife Giants Stadium, for Giants home games, they actually have alumni that sign at the games every home game. So who knows? Maybe once things get back to normal, whenever that is, maybe get up to a Giants game and keep my fingers crossed. Maybe we'll run into a guy or two from that set and get some stuff signed. But that's way down the line, probably. Definitely not until 2021 NFL season at the earliest. But we'll see what happens. So great return, though. With the Kevin Boss 404. These were out for probably about maybe 2 months or so. And by the way, the Richard Petty, way quick. Those came back in, again, like a week's time or so. And the Jim Craigs were out maybe about a month or so. All right, on to our last item here. So, if anybody had kind of picked up here, Tony Hawk Incorporated. So this was a purchase. There was some word that had come out that Tony Hawk had some items available for sale on his website, and went ahead and made the purchase with it. And yeah, friggin' sweet looking right here. So what we got here is a nice Tony Hawk signed 8x10. So great looking stuff there. I mean, Tony Hawk is iconic in the land of skaters. And this was actually a pretty good price on it. It was $20 for the autograph. So a great purchase for an iconic skater there. Again, like first time getting any autographs from any skaters with it. So, but you know, if you're gonna start out, I guess starting off with what would I guess be considered the greatest of all time is a good way to start with it. And not a bad price with it. It was $20 for the photo and then $5 flat shipping. So again, coming from Cali, all things considered, not bad with it at all. So great add to the collection. So let's do a recap here. So 5 of 5 on the day. I'm going to kind of put the Tony Hawk up to the top there just so that we can kind of have it in picture, but not be totally in picture. So we got our Tony Hawk return through the purchase. We got Kevin Boss on the 4 of 4. Richard Petty, kind enough to do the extra. So we got the 3 of 3 on the King. We got Jimmy Craig, Olympic hero, Miracle on Ice with the 4 of 4. I'm trying to make that kind of neat there. There we go. 4 of 4. And then last but not least, 1988 Olympic team, Charles Nagy with the 5 of 5. So, pretty darn good start to the weekend right there with the returns. And I'm going to try, there we go. I want to get all that kind of in frame there. So, great start there. We got, let's see, how many did we get? We got 4 there, another 4, so that's 8, plus another 4, so that's 12, plus another 5. So 17 graphs back in the mail on a Saturday, which is 2 days worth, but hey, that's fine. It only counts when you open it. So, yeah, some great stuff there. Looking forward to the upcoming weeks. Like I mentioned earlier in the week, sent out a ton of new TTMs, like the Petty and the Nagy were part of those batches, but got a ton of stuff that went out this week. Got a bunch more stuff lined up that's going to be going out here over the weekend and going into next week. So some new addresses that were located, some new opportunities. So one thing you're going to see is we're going to kind of be branching out from a bit of what has been my norm, and that's, you know, the New York-based teams and, you know, some of the wrestlers. We're going to try and do a little bit more with kind of going old school, and by old school, I mean like stuff from the 80s and 90s. Guys that I actually, you know, remembered collecting and getting in packs of cards and grew up watching, just kind of reminiscing back to the youth a little bit. And then we're going to try a couple of other Funko Pops that I've got, try and see what kind of success we can get from that. And out there on the horizon at some point, there's going to be some other signed CDs, I think, that may come in, but who the heck knows when that's going to be, because some of these artists, they just seemingly take forever to sign their stuff and get it back in, and then for these companies to get it sent out. But yeah, looking forward to some great returns coming up hopefully here over the next week or two, and certainly firing out some more stuff. So as always, I appreciate everyone spending some time with me today, watching the video. I know this one is a little bit of a longer one. We got a little sidetracked with the removal of the ink there on the Jim Craig, but I hope that was worth it for you to see that. So I appreciate your time as always. I hope you enjoyed the video. Reach out to me for any questions that you may have, and most importantly, I want everybody to stay safe, have fun, and I hope that your mailboxes stay full of ink. Until next time, everyone, see ya.